Welcome back to Module 3.2. Let's take a look at subtraction of decimal numbers. So we can write subtraction of decimal numbers vertically, keep the decimal points aligned vertically as well. So again, subtraction, just like addition of decimal, we got to make sure we align our digits by the place values. All right. Zero may be written into um, zero may be written in to help keep the digits aligned properly. So with subtraction, I normally, most of the time, I actually do that, especially like this example, for instance, the 107.9 got to be on the top. So this is not where I can write any digits, any numbers first or second that, like I did with additions. I got to subtract according to how you want me to subtract. Community property does not really apply to subtraction between two numbers, but we will introduce how we can rearrange these two terms, okay, in Module 8 more appropriately. So I'm gonna have my 107 on the top, subtracting 57.54. So here I'm gonna begin to use my zero, write my zero in, because when it comes to subtraction, we got to borrow. So make sure you're writing the zeros, especially numbers up top, okay, where I got place values that I need to write zero in. So 0 cannot subtract 4, so the 0 got to borrow from the 9, so that become 8. So when this 0 borrow, it borrow 10. So right away, 10 minus 4 is 6. 8 minus 5 is 3. Decimal place stays. 7 minus 7 is 0. This 0 cannot subtract 5, so that got to borrow from the 1. So when it borrow 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. So my answer, 50.36. All right, I'm going to write a 0 in right behind this 9 as well, so I can see 3 minus 0 is still 3. This 3 cannot subtract 9, so that 3 got to borrow from the 4, so the 4 become 3. This 3, most of y'all say that's going to be 10, plus 3, which is 13, excuse me. So 13 minus 9, as you can call, is 4. Decimal is right here. The 4 become a 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. The 2 cannot subtract the 9, so that borrow from the 1. So the 2 become 12. 12 minus 9 is 3. So my answer, 30.43. All right. So let's do a combination of subtracting and adding here. So I'm going to subtract first, then I'm going to add. So I'm going to write this thing out separately. 138.788. Subtract 50. Make sure you line them up properly, okay? 5377. All right, so the 50 has 4 decimal place values. So behind my 8, I'm going to write a 0 in, because the 0 cannot subtract 7. So I got to borrow from the 8. So that becomes 7. This is 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 7 minus 7 is 0. 8 minus 3 is 5. 7 minus 2 is 2. Decimal is right here. 8 subtract nothing is 8. The 3 cannot subtract the 5, so let's borrow from the 1. So that borrow 10. So 10 plus 3 is 13. Most of y'all say it like that. 13 minus 5 is 8. That would be fine. So my answer, well, this is actually the answer after I subtract. Now I need to add on to 48.68. So 88.2503 plus 48.68. So adding, I don't really write a 0 because if it is 0 down here, 3 plus 0 is still 0. So I just bring these digits down. 5 plus 8 is 13, carry 1. That's 8 plus 1 is 9. Decimal is here. 8 plus 8 is 16. 8 plus 5 is 13. So my final answer, 136.9303. All right, let's try one more, okay? So this is adding first, then subtract. So let's just kind of work this out. 37.145 plus 144. So let's line them up by the place value, okay? So once I add it up, this is 145 still, decimal. 7 plus 4 is 11. This is 8. This is 1. So 181.145 is after the subtraction. So let's now, after the addition. So now let's do the true subtraction. 181.145. Subtract 41.4738. So this got 4 decimal places. So behind my 5, I'm going to add 1. I'm going to add my 0 in here to indicate that now 0 cannot subtract 8. So the 0 got to borrow from 5. So when I borrow 10. So 10 minus 8 is 2. 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 cannot subtract 7. So 4 got to borrow from the 1. So that becomes 0. This, most of the time, y'all say that's 14. 14 minus 7 is 7. The 0 cannot subtract 4, so the 0 got to borrow from the 1, so that becomes 0. So this 0 now becomes 10, correct? Because when you borrow like 10 at a time. 10 minus 4 is 6. All right. 0 cannot subtract 1, so 0 got to borrow from the 8, so that becomes 7. When the 0 borrow, it's like a borrow 10. So this is 10 now. Minus 1 is 9. 7 minus 4 is 3. 1 got nobody to subtract, still 1. All right, one more subtraction. 133.07. So if I add the 2 0 behind my 7, so when it comes to subtraction, that's a 2, that's a 1. 7 minus 7 is 0. 6 subtract nothing is 6. 9 minus 3 is 6. 3 subtract 3 cancels out. 1 subtract 1 cancels out. So my final answer, 6.6012. All right. So just a quick lecture video reviewing how to add and subtract our decimal numbers. All right. That will conclude this lecture video. Thank you for watching.